They say if you want something done, ask a busy person. As a final year PhD student, I usually do everything I can to protect my time. But this month, literally every hour of my calendar filled up. Yet productivity is not the same thing as sustainability. And the last thing I want is to feel like I'm running a rat race, which PhD really is. So here's what 1 month of being locked in really looked like for me.
Something that I do recently is that I go and do experiments, different psychological and neurophysiological experiments, and like this I get to visit the labs, to network, to see what other people are working on. And so far it has also become some kind of a side hustle that I do from time to time, and at the same time I can see, okay, whether I like the infrastructure of another place that does cognitive science in Paris. It's not really a passive income, but it's totally a side hustle. So if you're looking for one, maybe consider that. I know that you can also do like online experiments and fill in the questionnaires. There is a website called Prolific. I hosted a few experiments on it, so it's very well done. There is a huge competition, but it may also bring you some kind of pocket money. And other than that, today I might be going to a colloquium, also in another institution, with my potential. Well, we're still in the process of writing the grant, and I'm still not 100% sure we're going to submit it because the writing is still ongoing, but I hope so. Another fun thing today, my interns, I have 2 interns now that I'm sharing with another person, and they are presenting for the first time, so fingers crossed that's gonna be good. We're creating some kind of exploratory side project. Don't ask me why I need it. It's already too much of things to do, but it was super exciting. And we are also organizing a few events. The first one's going to be in a few weeks. That's a conference for young researchers. And then another one is a scientific retreat in Brittany. That's a part of France that is next to the ocean. And we are going there with plenty of other doctoral students in cognitive neuroscience. I did that last year as a participant, and this year we're organizing it. And this Thursday, there is a speaker from the UK coming to our institution, and I'm going to show her around, and we're gonna organize a student lunch. So pretty excited about it too.
Well, 2 minutes in the video and we already counted 4 activities this month. While I was getting to a seminar in the Latin neighborhood, I saw people selling flowers as donation to cancer research, and they actually became fully flourishing daffodils after. So I came to the seminar, took my place. It was extremely interesting and relevant, which is actually very unusual. And then I got to network a little bit, took my bike and went to a dance class to finish the day.
Well, so today was the big day of welcoming a speaker from the UK. I know we're all done. I did my yoga session from 5 to 6, and now I have another hour of work just because it's overwhelming. Well, let me just put you here and I keep talking about what's going on. So my friend is visiting me from Toronto and she's staying for like 2 weeks. In 1 hour and a half, we have to meet at a restaurant, at a Georgian restaurant. So I'm gonna walk there. But before that, today is an internal deadline to send a project and a motivational letter for one of the programs. It doesn't seem to be realistic, but a good thing is that I talked to one of the PIs in our institute and he is okay with rereading my application file because the actual application deadline is in 10 days. But I have plenty of things to do alongside. I just took so many side quests for no actual reason, and it's kind of dissolving everything that I'm supposed to be doing, things that actually matter. So, well, anyways, I tried a hair straightener in the yoga studio and I just love it. So 1 hour has passed. I'm not done with my proposal. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe work tonight. We'll see. I'm already so tired, guys. I am not sure I was ready for this. I just saw for the first time
my name and the logo of Cambridge University.
this doesn't mean anything, but at the same time, it means a lot. Like 10 years ago, when I first was confronted with like research world, I never told you guys, but it was like in the basement lab of a research institute. There was my first mentor, and he told us about like the underground libraries of Harvard and how he collaborates with Taiwan researchers 10 years ago, which is just so short in a lifetime. Looking at this letter, someone is ready to host me at the University of Cambridge. It's like a parallel reality. I only followed creators from the point where they are already in great institutions, but doing this whole way myself and now looking at Cambridge and my name together at the same piece of paper, crazy. Just to give you an idea of French elevators. Hey, so today is the big day because of the two reasons. First of all, I'm submitting my first PhD manuscript today. So this paper is a side project that they started 2 years ago, I think. I collected the data very quickly, but they wanted to make it perfect. They added a computational model to experimental results so that it becomes like high class. I'm supposed to submit it today if I have the last confirmation of my last author. We are 4 authors on it. 2 call first, 2 call last. So we're gonna see how it works. And the second reason why today is important is because I am submitting the postdoctoral project, and this is the only one that I wrote so far. I have everything I need except for I want to work more on my CV to make it look nicer, because I'm choosing between like a graphical version first or a very simple PDF, white and black. I also need to create a figure of a timeline so that I can justify in a sense that I need 2 years of funding and not 1. And this morning I went to the climbing session just because I was so stressed. Like sometimes you're like a yard of stress and you need to peel one by one. That's what sport does. I submitted my first manuscript today. Well, we'll see if it's gonna be accepted, or at least not rejected, but life is good. We're making pastries today. Welcome to my cooking show. We're just gonna start by rolling it like this. Then we fold it. We try to close it like this. We have a drop. Our idea would be to cut it like this. That's what we're gonna do. Up. You form it a little bit more. It's a perfect heart shape. Let's make another one. Here we go. A tiny update from how I'm doing. It feels like this month I'm pretty chill. All of the deadlines for the applications are fulfilled. The seeds that I put in the dirt. So let's wait for them to germ. I restarted to write my thesis again, just because I have to choose the date soon and send it soon. And for all of that, I need to understand how much more time I need to dedicate to the writing. But all that is a mundane routine stuff. Yesterday I read this book that I guess found me in just a perfect timing. This point of my life when I'm chasing plenty of directions, I feel like every time I'm applying for a job, in my head, I'm kind of projecting myself, how I'm going to be moving to another place or how I'm going to be working with this person. And even further, the upcoming position, like the postdoc position, I'm trying to prospect myself further away for like 10 years. And you know, this is exhausting. I read this book by German Gasse. It's like a philosophical novel. You can actually learn from any situation in your life. You don't need to chase answers, you already have them within. Every time you make a mistake, it is not a mistake, it's part of your way. It kind of gave me the idea to simply focus on what I already have, focus on my initial goals, what I need to achieve, and kind of restructure everything that I'm doing right now. So it's in the process. I'll keep you updated, guys. Today is my second to last
testing session. If you don't know, I work in neuroscience of language and we kind of do participant testing. So we do experimental research. We had over 200 participants come in here. And honestly, I think that I made my conclusions, and I'm not sure that I want to do longitudinal protocol anymore. So when participants come to the lab several times, just because it becomes slightly impossible to have them coming back all the time, because life happens, people have those constraints. First of all, follow the protocol because they have a training in between the two visits here and we have to control it for it. But then also just come in here on time. Sometimes they're out of town. We test kids, so usually they have like holidays and the whole family should come to accompany them. This makes it all so complicated. So I think for my postdoc and for the future projects, I just want to be able to concentrate on adults or kids, but that would already be in some very specific either clinical condition or maybe testing at schools, which means that most likely that's going to be behavioral without taking the neural measures. This whole human testing component, we obviously have interns and research assistants coming every time to help, but if you want to have good data, you really need to train people. For most of the internships, the duration of their stay here is so short that investing time in their formation and training just doesn't make sense. And when I used to be a student, I used to test a lot as well during my bachelor's especially, and testing sessions were 4 hours long with the pose of the electrodes on the head. We do something that's called EEG, a headset like this. Those are plenty of sensors that you put everywhere on the surface of your head, and you basically test how your brain changes over the course of different tasks. And so what you do is you basically compare the changes between the non-activity or the baseline activity and the activity during the task. So practically speaking, now the system that we have right now, dry electrodes, so you basically put it into the solution, you wait for 10 minutes, and then you can put it on the head of a participant and start testing right away. This is such a luxury in human research, I would say. The gel-based electrodes, so it's like tiny head that you use in a swimming pool. They put electrodes in the holes. You would add gel under each sensor up to 250. That's what I used to have during my bachelor's. As a student, I was obliged to do all that work myself. Now, during my testing sessions, I just prefer to do it myself just because I want to have a good quality of data. They're 20 minutes late already, but I feel so relieved that this whole protocol is over. It doesn't mean that I don't like it. I just want to move on to a different project. I love my institute. I love my team. I love even the project. I do love it. I just want to wrap it up, move on to exploring some other stuff. I'm preparing so much stuff at the same time, so I'm kind of not really sad that they didn't come. I did a funny thing today. I presented to our commercial partners. First of all, I presented in French, and second of all, that was a very specific audience to present to because they're very much business oriented and they need results. Felt like I worked a little bit in the industry for this half an hour of my presentation.
Looking back, this month was less about productivity and more about priorities. Maybe that's what the normal final year of a PhD student really is. You're learning to choose what deserves your time, what success actually means to you. In any case, I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!